Hello, race fans. Welcome to another episode of Short Track Guides Podcast, brought to you in part by Story Bleich Roofing. We've got you covered. Metal, slate, tile, asphalt, and shingle. They're locals you can trust. I'm your host, Thomas Faddish, alongside two other short track guys in the studio. We've got Ted back tonight, Jim Pokrant, driver of the 07 Can'tQuitFishing.com sportsman and 2021 sportsman champion, and Ted Baber, our video guru from Ted Baber Video Productions. Welcome back, guys. What's up?
Well, I feel better than I did last time.
Well, that's good. Welcome back, Ted. Yeah, we're doing all right tonight. Just come to talk some short track racing.
Yeah, Blizzard styles here in our backyard coming up this Friday and Saturday night, and we got a big weekend coming up. We're going to start with Friday and see if there's anything in that stable with a sportsman car. I know he's done for the year, but he's getting ready for the Derby. He's probably got it up, just kind of waiting to get back to it and taking a break, right?
Yeah, just a little bit. Like I said, I changed shops, got a few things I got to move, and then we can get heavy on the car. Got to thank my buddy Blake in Montgomery for the help he's about to give me, and we're going to see if we can't win us a snowball derby.
Yeah. That's the point.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's such a tough race to win, and my derby luck sucks. I mean, I've had a car fast enough to win I don't know how many times and get run over by Billy Hoover once. Then I get dumped by the track champion in the pure stock. He turns me, and then next thing I know, one year I'm running along there, got a shot at winning, get dumped on lap number one, had to come from the back and finished fourth. Then had one year I got spun out with 10 laps to go, restarted 16th and finished fourth. So we've got fast cars, we just have no derby luck.
Yeah, well, it is racing. I'm sure everybody goes through that same thing here. There's hard knocks, is what it is on a Short Track Guys podcast studio conversation with Short Track. That's what happens. We know people that take their car home and repair it and get back out and end up winning and saying, you know what, that wasn't all up. This is the way it's supposed to happen anyway.
Yeah, well, you got to run hard to win. You got to, and that's God bless my crew chief Martin Beck. I love him to death, but there's times when he gets mad and frustrated because we don't win or run up front, and I'm like, you ain't going to win and run up front every single race. You're going to lose way more than you win, and I'm very proud of the trophies that I have.
Yep.
Now they're sure there's many more to come.
I hope so.
There'll be a lot of hardware given out this weekend for sure. Friday night, we've got super late models and the Crown stocks. They're going to do for their championship. Nothing to hold back with Ryan Bleich going to win that championship. Second and third, we'll be looking at see what can happen there. Let's talk about some of those big names coming in this weekend.
We have got a ton of good drivers coming in this weekend. We got a little twist on this particular list too when we get to the very end of it. Let's just run through them. I mean, the people we talk about week in and week out, like Tony Elrod, Jace Hansen, John Bolin, Jackson Boone, Travis Braden, Michael Atwell, Jordan Riddick, Hunter Robbins, Jesse Love, Gio Ruggiero, Ryan Herbert, Billy Van Meter, Bubba Pollard, Hunter Wright, Dustin Smith, Jeremy Doss, Alan Carnes, Jet Nolan, Stephen Nassy, Jake Finch. Got quite a continuum here. Boris, the big bad Boris Jurkovic, that is a large human, I got to tell you. Matthew Craig, Matt Craig to most of us, Johnny Aramandia, Cole Raz, Michael Hind, Gavin Graham, Shefflin Clay, Terry McMahon, Lee Tissett, and Hayden, Alabama's finest, Augie Grill. And the twist I was talking about is we always talk about who's going to be more likely to win. But my question is who is your dark horse? Who is the person on that list that has an outside shot at it? And since I brought it up, I'll start. I'm going to just run with Sharpsburg, Georgia's Alan Carnes. He's been there a long time. He's put in a lot of laps, and I'm pulling for him. I'll just put it like that.
Alan Carnes in that 47 from Sharpsburg, Georgia, is on the board in the Short Track Guy studio as a long shot to come back as a pick. That's right. That's pretty interesting that you brought that up. And I don't know. I'd have to pick a number, and I'm just going to go with the Gainesville, Georgia driver, number 22, Ryan Herbert. Is my dark horse, if you will.
Yeah.
I ain't picking no dark horse. I'm going to tell you who it's going to be. It's going to be Bubba Pollard. He's had some bad races lately, so you could call him a dark horse because he hadn't won in a little while at Five Flags. So I'm just going to stick with all my answers are going to be Bubba Pollard because that's who I'm going to be rooting for. I can't, maybe Gio Rosario, maybe he'll get one.
Yeah. Well,
he could do it. I mean, and there's nothing against him whatsoever. He's been fast at Five Flags. He just hasn't been able to put together a complete race yet. But he could get there. But I'm pulling for that big boy in the number 26.
Yeah.
The winningest Blizzard Series driver in Blizzard Series history, by the way.
It's coincidence that you would pick Gio Ruggiero. Is it also in the 22 car?
Yeah, Donnie Wilson. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
You talk about fast and a car that makes a funny noise. But it's weird, there's some names on this list. I wonder if there's anybody different coming to Saturday night.
Well, you got to survive Friday night to get to Saturday night.
True, but how many drivers can't race Friday night because they had something they got to do and they're going to come down and run Saturday night?
Right, that's a darn good question.
There could be a Ty Majeski in there. There could be, some of these other guys that can't come Friday night, but they could be there Saturday night.
Yeah. Well, the huge prize package is not available to them. That big list of gear and equipment.
Just for the people that were here for the Blizzard race.
Best average.
Yeah. So, it will be very interesting to see because I'm not sure if there's going to be, but I got a feeling, you never know. William Byron might show up Saturday. You just never know. I mean, it could be they couldn't run Friday night, but they'll be there Saturday.
Have other commitments. Yeah.
Yep. So. We will see, but it's going to be interesting. And the Crown Stocks, are always going to put on a hell of a show.
Oh, yeah. I wonder how many are going to show up with other tracks starting to close down their season. I wonder if there are going to be that many more or not.
That is on the 18th, Saturday night, is the preview. And I heard that they said it was going to be starting at 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
Well, let's just run down the points as they do get ready for their championship. Ryan Bleich leading, Tyler Young third, it's 28 points behind. Daniel Lofton, 55 markers behind. Blaze Boykin, Garrison Story, they're the top 5. Not really much can happen. We'll be watching that Tyler Young. I believe we talked last week. He has a little issue that he has to get through.
Suspended. Yeah, he can't run the race. That sucks. He could win that championship. Ryan Bleich gets tossed for something or ends up having a bad crash in the first lap or two of the race, and Tyler wins it. You can make up 28 points in one race. It's not impossible.
As many cars are going to turn out for it, that's very easily done.
Yeah, but I hate that for Tyler. I mean, he lost his cool, and he's got a service penalty. So, Speaking of that, I also heard recently that Jonathan Langham will not be racing the Snowball Derby, and Sportsman is suspended for turning the 32 car Chad Robinson after the race.
There was a lot of extracurricular activity after the race.
Yeah, there was. Should have wound up second in that race, but I'm not going to complain. Yeah. But anyway, I heard that rumor too, that he is, or not rumor, the fact that he is suspended for the Snowball Derby because of him turning the 32 car after the race. Guys, I've done it. It's dangerous. You can hurt somebody. I've never seriously tried to wreck someone and hurt them, but I've got dumped on pit road one time into somebody's pit area, and I got suspended for it, and it could have been worse if we'd have hurt somebody. Yeah. So, guys, try to check your tempers, and don't tear the cars up. If you're going to fight, get out and fight. The old days, we need to put a ring up on the front straightaway and ring the bell and ding, ding, put boxing gloves on them, let them go at it for a few minutes. That would be a sight to see. Yeah. That would be a sideshow. I talked to Eddie about that one. So we get mad at one another, we'll just put on the gloves.
I don't think it'd be 3 5-minute rounds, I can guarantee you.
No, it wouldn't be that long. Maybe one 10-minute round. The winner takes all. I mean, you can let somebody get beat up, but it would be fun to watch.
Entertaining anyway. I mean, they used to do it in Mobile, put the ring up there.
Well, no, they did it in Pensacola years ago. They had a wrestling match. Stan Hansen was there, and he ended up hitting this one race car driver upside the head with a cowbell and split him open. Oh, I can't think of that. Kenny Hill was the man's name. He guy said something about to do Kenny's wife, and Kenny pushed him. And Stan Hansen spun around. He had that lariat rope with a cowbell and split his cranium open with that cowbell. I'll never forget it till the day I die. That was crazy.
Wow. Well, there's going to be plenty of boxing going on in those Super Lake models with Jeremy Doss. Upper Lake, California, 98 points. He's got a gap, 28 points over Gio Ruggiero and Matt Craig, Hunter Robbins, and Billy Van Meter in the Super Lake model series points here at Five Flag Speedway. That's going to be interesting to see how many make that doubleheader if they can keep their cars intact after Friday night. We hope that all 30 plus that are entered will make a great show for the weekend. But it's also something to look forward to and get the family out there and have a big time.
Well, I'll tell you what, Jeremy Doss has had a heck of a season in that 44 car. He's won a lot of races this year and has been a factor in a lot more. So, for him to win the Blizzard Series title would be pretty cool.
Yeah. I'd like to see it happen. I mean,
Yep.
a lot of people would. And there again, it's possible for a swing, but there's also noticed that the points from second on back are pretty tight too. So the possibility of somebody else moving up into a podium position is there too.
Yeah, that's true. Well, last week we had the ASA National Tour at Toledo Speedway.
Yeah, the Glass City 200.
Glass City 200. That was a heck of a show. Jesse Love, the Love Machine, gets it done, and he also is leading the ARCA points and pretty much has that championship tied up too.
Yeah.
That young man has been doing some serious stuff. But here's the rundown from that one. Cole Butcher, another driver that we talk a lot about, that's from Canada, that's doing really, really well this year. Chase Berta finished third in the 18 car, driving for Anthony Campy. Fourth was our boy Bubba Pollard. Fifth, this one, we talked about this for the race. This is an interesting name, a Mexican driver by the name of Andric Diamaga. And he's from Mexico. This is his second super late model race, and he finishes in the top 5.
You can't beat that. I mean,
Somebody we end up having to watch, because the young man did pretty good.
I learned how to pronounce his name.
Yeah, that was hard to do. In 6th place was Austin Nason. 7th was Billy Van Meter. Scott Tomasic.
Tomasic?
No, it's Tomasik. I'm sorry if I'm butchering your name, Scotty, but good job with the top 10 finish. Gio Ruggiero finished 9th. The 10th was Logan Bearden. 11th was Noah Gregson, somebody that, was a little NASCAR controversy, just recently got reinstated. And I think he's going to have some fun running around the short tracks and try to get his name reestablished.
Yeah.
After that was number 33 of Albert Francis. And then unsuccessfully, and somebody that's really strange to finish this low down, was Ty Majeski with a blown motor.
Ooh.
50 laps in. Kyle Crump finished 14th. Brandon Varney was 15th. 16th was Michael Simcoe. And I wonder if he's related to the David Simcoe that used to run late models. I don't know. There's just somebody, it was a unique story. The guy got cancer, started losing body parts to cancer, and kept racing and winning. Matter of fact, won his last race 2 weeks before he passed away.
Whoa.
David Simcoe. Very interesting story if you ever get a chance to look it up. 17th was Brian Campbell, and David Liaff, Liaff, was dead last in 18th. But interesting race.
Yeah.
I mean, what can you say about the Love Machine? He's getting it done, ain't he?
Got her done.
Got her did.
And he'll be here this weekend.
Yes.
The
Absolutely.
Love Machine.
Yeah. From Menlo Park, California.
Yep. A bunch of
West
drivers
Coasters.
come out that
Oh,
way.
yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah.
That just makes us want to cheer for us Southern boys like Bubba Pollard. You know, and like to see a good old boy win one.
Jeremy Doss is too, Upper Lake, California. So
Yep.
Well, that was another big one, the ACT. We touched on it last week. We catch up on the results from the Glass City 200. Now on the ACT, which is the American Canadian Tour. At White Mountain Motorsports Park up there in New Hampshire, the Fall Foliage 200. Joey Polwarczyk. I mean, what can you know? That guy's name is all over the leaderboard when you come to those kind of races, with Gabe Brown, Jonathan Bourret, and Andrew Moeller, and Eric Sands round out the top 5. And a notable there with DJ Shaw. We mentioned him quite a bit, finishing 10th. It is a top 10, but he's usually up there closer to the top 5 from time to time. We do want to give a shout out to the ACT Rookie of the Year contender, starting in 20th in that race and ended up finishing 4th, was Andrew Moeller. So that was a great race, ACT. If you get some highlights on that somewhere, wherever you get your sources, we don't mention many, if any at all, but there are highlights out there. You can do your homework and find it, watch those highlights. They're always a treat.
I'll plug Flow Racing myself, the other guys. Yeah.
Yeah, well, there is one we can plug, is the Grand National Super Series, and I think Ted's found some news that is in that series.
It's just a little interesting. We have a new driver that we've heard a whole lot about, but not attached to this series. That's Frank Kimmel. I mean, he has done it.
Oh, that guy?
Yeah, that guy.
Like 10-time ARCA champion, or 11-time, I think, ARCA champion Frank Kimmel.
That would be the one. Finished 4th in both races. On the last race I have results from on September 2nd. So obviously he's getting really comfortable really quickly in that series. So we'll be looking forward to seeing what he's going to be doing.
Oh, yeah, heck yeah. That series is growing with the name of drivers. I'm hoping they get their purses up and get some more stuff in there because I love that idea, that series. Old Cup cars, old Busch cars, old ARCA cars, put them together, come race and have fun.
Yeah, A.J. Hendrickson's another one we've heard a lot of. And
yeah, but he made it. He drove some NASCAR races. A.J. Hendrickson did truck. I think he did some pretty decent ones at some truck shows.
Yeah, and Jeremy Mayfield's also in that series too. So
yeah, if you ever get a chance to listen to the Dale Jr. download that he's in, you kind of wonder if what happened to him really happened to him, or if he's BSing or what. But they accused him of being on crystal meth, and to look at the guy, he doesn't look like a meth head. He doesn't. He still has his teeth, and his face ain't all marked up. I don't know exactly what happened between him and Brian France, but it's interesting to listen to. Let him talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of those names we just mentioned, they're going to be in that All-Star race, too. It's coming up in November, the 3rd and 4th. So the Grand National Super Series, the All-Star race, The Rock. Head to Rockingham in November. That's going to be good. Pay attention to. And we'll certainly bring everybody up to speed the closer we get to that. I know November's not too far away, and it'll be behind us before we know it, but we will keep everybody in the loop prior to that, and then we'll have post results after that following that event. The All-Star race, the Grand National Super Series at The Rock. That's going to be cool. I like saying that for some reason. At The Rock.
Can you smell what The Rock is cooking? They've just repaved that place, too.
Yeah.
So she's not going to be the tired destroyer she once was. So it's going to be interesting to see how fast they get around there with some grip.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
That should be interesting, to say the least.
The only thing bad about that speedway that NASCAR fans like, it's in the middle of nowhere. There's nothing within like 10 miles of that place, like no hotels, no places to stay. It's just one of the reasons why they took it off the deal. But, I mean, it's a great racetrack. I'd love to see do some short track racing, some late models, maybe some trucks, do something big with it.
Yeah.
Kind of like they're doing in North Wilkesboro.
Right.
You know.
And just get somebody of equal caliber behind it, like North Wilkesboro did, so it couldn't hurt.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's the same people that run Bristol, SMI, that run North Wilkesboro now. So that's going to be a good deal for Wilkesboro in the future. And I would love to go up there and run a street stock, dadgummit. I'd love to go around that place.
Just because.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's the same thing going to Bristol. Darrell Waltrip's one of the winningest drivers at North Wilkesboro and Bristol. And how cool would that be to circle a racetrack where my hero won a bunch of races? You know, I mean, I'm just saying.
Just get up there and play.
And I'll tell you this, there was a lot of talk and chatter about the ARCA race at Bristol. A podcast I listened to, Door Bumper Clear, they were just talking about how spotting an ARCA race stinks because you got super fast guys and mega slow guys. They're like 7 seconds off the pace, and you know things happen in 5 seconds at Bristol. I mean, you're running around there in what 16 seconds,
right,
something like that, and you ain't got time to react if somebody does something dumb. I mean, they were complaining about how they need to have a better vetting for ARCA drivers. I don't think it's the drivers. I think it's just the cars. I worked on ARCA team with somebody who's kind of slow, and I would hope that they pick up some speed and get better. I mean, or put another driver in the car, let him pick up some speed and get better. I'm volunteering my services if anybody's listening.
I hear that.
I'll drive your ARCA car. I'll even come up with a set of tires for it.
Ooh.
If you'll just let me drive it. I would love to next time they come to Five Flags and make some laps in an ARCA car.
That'd be great.
That'd be awesome. Dude, I know my way around Pensacola.
You've been there maybe once or twice.
Just a few times. Yeah. Just a couple.
Know where every piece of gravel is in there.
Oh, man, that old place. I love that track. I hope they never pave it, but I know it's coming.
Yep. Backstretch over the end of the season between.
That's what I'm hearing. And then next year, the corners, which is just going to be, everybody's going to be on the bottom, and you ain't going to be able to pass. It's going to be like Bristol. It's going to be a conveyor belt. You're going to have to use the bumper to pass people.
Like that's never happened before.
Yeah, I've never done that ever.
Oh, no.
Never.
No. We were talking, just as an aside, you getting bumped when Hunter Robbins got, I'll put it this way. I have it on good authority from somebody who would know that it was not the car on the inside's fault.
Uh-huh.
I have it from his spotter, and we all know who his spotter is.
Yeah.
So I have it on good authority from somebody on the crew that heard the conversation that it wasn't exactly what we saw.
Still,
No,
he could have lived. That kid run over a lot of people that weekend. He's a great shoe and a great talent. He's cup and coming, but he needs to learn when to take your foot off the gas and use that pedal in the middle.
Yeah.
You know?
The one that woes you up a little bit.
Yeah, the whoa up pedal. Yeah, you got to go fast, loud pedal, and you got to whoa it up pedal. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Well, following this weekend, we the Valley Star Credit Union 300, and we all know about that one. The late model stock car race runs every fall. It has been since 1985, with the exception of 2020 for some unknown reason.
Gee, I wouldn't know.
Oh, yeah. Ooh, go figure. Valley Star Credit Union 300 is at Martinsville. And we all love Martinsville, the old paperclip. Since 1985. Now, that's albeit 1 year. There are 4 25-lap qualifying heat races with the top 10 finishers in each advancing to the starting field of the 200-lap feature. And I believe, of course, with $32,000 to win plus the bonuses, I mean, there's money involved with that. But I think the grandfather clock is available for that winner. And I think Bubba Pollard's been up there 1 or 2 times, maybe more than that.
Well, he's run it twice that I can remember, and one time he was taking the lead. Now, I want to say it was Matt Craig, but I'm not 100% sure, that tried to go 3 wide getting into one and got the second place car, knocked him up. And Bubba almost had him cleared, and he wrecked both of them because Bubba walked down to his pit, and they were grabbing him and pulling him. He's like, I just want to talk to him. He's a kid. I'm not going to hit him. And he got in trouble with NASCAR for doing it, but I don't blame him. He almost had that old boy cleared on the outside of you're talking 1.5 feet, and Bubba was gone.
Yeah, right.
So it is what it is. But, yeah, I would love to see Bubba get another shot at that race.
Yeah, I'm looking over the list of entries here. Jason Myers, Brandon Pierce, Landon Pembleton, Jacob Hefner, Mason Diaz, Trent Barnes, Doug Barnes Jr., and our friend that we have not met yet, the 03 of Brendan Queen.
Butterbean. That's awesome. That's going to be a hell of a race. It always is a heck of a race. That race right there it's one of the best late model shows in America. Somebody on Doorbell Clear also said that's the #1 prestigious late model race in America. I'm like,
excuse me.
No, wrong.
Excuse me.
Wrong.
Yeah.
It's called the Snowball Derby. You said Snowball Derby wrong.
Yeah. Let me fix that for you.
Yeah, Snowball Derby.
Yeah, that race at Martinsville should be the Move Me 300.
Pretty much is.
Or
yeah.
the Move Me 200.
Yeah.
Well, the cup race usually is. I mean, I get to your back bumper and,
Excuse me.
yeah.
Excuse me.
Trophy or no trophy?
Yeah.
Sorry, dude, you got to go.
Yeah, that's coming up this weekend, and we look forward to the results for that next week with this weekend, too, and the super late models. And the pro late models going to be Saturday night with the Modifieds of Mayhem. Man, what can you say when you start with the pros? That's going to be just as big a show as all the others.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty much, yeah. And one other thing about Martinsville, everybody who wins there gets a grandfather clock. It's like everybody who wins big races in Nashville gets a guitar. Just a little. Did you know? But the pro late models this year have been,
They've
phenomenal.
Been on fire.
It's not been one car lead the whole thing. It's been somebody gets out front and somebody runs him down, passes him, and you've had crashes, you've had beating and banging, you've had a good show. But some of the best pro late model racing I've seen in a while.
Yeah. I can't wait to see the Modifieds of Me. I'm standing there saying, always puts on a great show.
Yeah, but man, the last time they went to Mobile, I think 5 of them finished. I hope they're not living up to the mayhem this time and they actually race each other.
Yeah. Try to get done with it.
That's disappointing when those cars wreck like that and destroy each other. It's no fun to watch.
No. More modified, less mayhem.
Yes, more modified, less mayhem. There you go, Ted. Good job. More modified, less mayhem. Yes.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yes.
We could do that.
We can do some congratulating news. Daniel Hemrick named driver of the Colleague Racing number 33 for 2024. We know Daniel through the ranks here at Five Flag Speedway in our backyard several times with Jody Ridley's 98 machine. I know he's back in the day running winning championships and races. So congratulations, Daniel.
Yeah, I've seen him in Mobile plenty of times, over here a bunch, and he's fun to watch, and he's really well oriented to that track, both those tracks.
Yeah, I wish them all the luck in the world driving for Colleague. They've got lots of money. They're Chevrolet Associated, so let's cross our fingers and wish him luck that he has a good season next year.
Yeah, and Lane Riggs as well with Colleague Racing signing an Xfinity deal for 3 races. Good job there. I think that's a pretty good team, well put together. And got to give a big shout out to Christian Rose, a 3-time Short Track Guys podcast interview. He's been on here and was gracious enough to spend some time with us. And we have gone through what to us was a beginning for us to find out where he came from and to find out with 2 races left, he's 3rd in points in the ARCA series overall.
We'll pull for him to try to squeeze into 2nd at least.
Yeah, I mean, he's had a lot of top 10s this year. Good runs in that car. I mean, he went from a car that he run okay in, and then he's in some decent equipment. Maybe somebody big will notice him. Christian Rose, we're pulling for you, buddy. Keep digging. Don't give up.
Yeah, can't wait to have you back on soon. We will reach out and make that happen, and we can't wait for that to happen.
Amen to that.
And, well, we can move right into our Story Bleich Roofing Crown Stock Driver of the Week. The spotlight this week is Blaze Boykin. He is 4th in points. What can you say? We've gone, this is week 11 now in our episodes with Story Bleich Roofing coming on board, sponsoring not only the class here in Five Flags, but now in Mobile, and helping us out tremendously here at Short Track Guys podcast. Blaze Boykin, well done and deserved and elected by the 3 of us. The Spotlight Driver of the Week, Blaze Boykin. 3rd in points, coming up with the championship week. He's had a lot of top 10s this year. Run 10 events, and I think he's had 6 of those in top 10s, and didn't have a real good showing in Mobile, but nevertheless, he's knocking on the door for a win.
Yeah, good luck to him, and thank you again to Story Bleich Roofing for coming on board with us. We'll have to get somebody live on here again with these young guys, because he's a rookie too. This young man is, and doing a great job in that Crown Stock class. I'm telling you, that class is growing. Gets better and better and better every single week, and their Derby race is going to be an invitational, which is going to be interesting to see who gets picked.
Yes.
Gets to come race. I'm sure there's going to be some hurt feelings. Well, there was hurt feelings that they weren't going to run them, but hey, Story and Bleich stepped up and said they would sponsor the race, and Tim said he would do it. So you're going to get to race Saturday in front of the big crowd like y'all wished, and good luck to all of you, and keep digging in that class and keep building them and bringing them out, fellas.
Yeah. It's so much fun to watch those guys get around. Yeah, lap traffic is a problem, but it's just part of racing. You know,
it's not as bad as it you'd think it would be. Honestly, them guys are racing front to rear, and I mean putting on a show. I mean, you got experience like Hunter Lambert, and then you got young guys that like Blaze here, who's new to racing and still able to beat the veterans. So, you know, if they keep that class the way it's supposed to be, it's going to be good for years to come.
Yeah, we keep a lid on the problems.
Yes, you can't let one car dominate. You got to be able to do that, because I mean, you look at Ryan Bleich. He's won a couple races, but he has also like been beat a few times. But he's always seemed to get in the top 5, and he's maintaining his point lead. So, you know, he's pretty dang close to being track champion. I mean, you might as well say congratulations, unless something major happens Saturday night or Friday night. And I shouldn't say that, because I don't want to wish bad luck on the guy, because he's a great guy. He's good. He helps us out here. He helps racing in period. He loves it, and that's awesome.
Yeah, usually if you run up front, you got good equipment, you keep it clean, and you stay consistent, and then you participate consistently, the good things will happen, not only just wins, but over the end of the year, you finish in the top 3, if not win the championship. And it looks like that's exactly what he's done.
Yeah, definitely. Congratulations, Ryan. Keep digging, buddy. And you, Blaze Boykin, thank you for doing what you do, and you stay with the Crown Stock class. And congratulations on being our Crown Vic Driver of the Week. And we look forward to more and more of these drivers as the class grows.
Yes.
Yep.
There's going to be plenty to choose from.
Amen to that.
That is it. That will be a wrap. Short Track Guys podcast style. Ted, it's good to have you back.
Good to be back.
It's always a pleasure every week to get and talk short track racing in the studio, and it's just not the same without the 3 of us.
No. It's hard to do without Ted, because his knowledge is great too, you know.
It was difficult not being here, but I just knew that I could not take a chance on spreading my lovely germs to everybody else in the house.
It'll be all right.
Yep.
We can handle it.
Well, congratulations to everybody, and we look forward to getting back next Wednesday with the results on this big weekend coming up with all the big races around the country that are going to be happening, especially that Valley Credit Union 300 at Martinsville. We'll touch that next Wednesday. Thanks to our listeners. You are why we do this. Thank you to Story Bleich Roofing. Thank you for your support. And I would like to continue throwing out a thank you to McDonald Muffler for your support throughout the year. And we do look forward to getting back with you soon.
Oh, and also, ladies and gentlemen, do not forget we have merchandise now. We have shirts, we have hats. You can check it out on our website or on our Facebook page. Our hats look really cool. I really like the ones that we got. Thomas, you did a heck of a job ordering the shirts and the hats. They turned out great. Buy one, support us. Look us up on Patreon if you can. Look us up on Spotify or whatever. Give us a 5-star review if you can do it on Spotify, but you can also leave us a message on I can't think of the name of it. But anyway, just all the platforms give you a chance to rate us. Please help us with that because it helps us move up in the charts. And if you have any suggestions or anything like that, drop us a line on Facebook and we'll gladly help you out with whatever y'all want to do. Where this is about you fans, it's not about us. We're here to do this because we enjoy talking about short track racing, but you're the fans, the reason why we do it. So help us out.
I guess that'll wrap it up for this week. Guys, we're going to do a sign off a little different than we have done before, but here it goes. Let's
Go.
Brandon. Good night, everybody.
Be strong, America.
Thanks for listening.